Top 10 link building tools. Now, that's a list that we want to be on. You, on the other hand, you might be looking to get featured on another list more relevant to you, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do so. Hey everyone, and welcome to the first installment in our link building guide series. Link building is a huge part of SEO, and if you're not sure how backlinks can help, you can check out our video on what backlinks are and why they matter. You can click here or wherever Vlad puts it. Vlad, you know what to do. Anyway, regardless of if you're completely new to link building or you're looking to get some extra brand awareness, there is a place where you can start without needing any content to link to other than just your homepage. And that, my friends, is called the Listicles strategy. List posts are a great way to promote your business or content. There's no shortage of list post articles on the web because the format is very effective and actually favored by both users and search engines. With this strategy, we'll be able to find listicles that are relevant to your niche and reaching out to the people behind them, asking them to add your product or your service to the list. So let's get started. Finding and identifying these opportunities is as simple as doing a Google search. And you know what? That's exactly what we're going to do inside of Respana, since our content automation actually runs on Google results. First, we're going to start by creating a campaign. We're going to name this listicle strategy, so make sure to assign the sender email that you want to use and also the setting schedule if you have multiple set up in your settings. Once your campaign is actually created, we will be greeted by our list of content automations. For this strategy, we'll be using the keyword search and specifically the Google source. In Respana, you can search multiple queries at one time, so let's actually load some in. We'll be looking specifically for blog posts that mention best link building tools, top link building platforms, and best link building software that do not already mention us, aka minus Respana. I'd like to use the advanced search operator of in-URL blog so that we only pull blog posts, as blogs are more willing to make edits and add new content compared to articles that are published on news sites. Now that we have our search all ready, we will click continue in the bottom right corner. Before we launch the automation, we will set up some simple filters so that we're not reaching out to kind of low quality blog posts, so that we're only reaching out to high quality blog posts that, actually get some traffic. Now we're ready to actually launch the campaign, so click run automation in the bottom right again. As the automation runs, it will scrape the top 100 search results and create a bulk list of opportunities and automatically add them to your campaign. Once the automation is done running and you have all of your link prospects, it's time to create a sequence. Getting your pitch right is arguably the most important part of the process. This is how you're going to introduce yourself, represent your brand, and also start the relationship with the people that you want to collaborate with. So let's talk about how we want to structure this pitch. For most strategies, we recommend including your incentive or value proposition from the start to grab a recipient's attention. The listicle strategy is no different. We will start by selecting the listicle strategy pitch from our list of outreach templates. Some key points to note for your pitch include personalizing your subject line, referencing your recipients by name, starting your pitch with an incentive, and also including the name of their article within your pitch. You can automate all of this in Respana by including variables. Simply click into your message where you want to include a unique variable, and a variable icon will appear on the right side of your email editor. Select the icon and insert the variable you want to use. In this case, we are going to search for URL title and include that variable. From here, it looks like our pitch is ready to go. One last tip before we move forward is to include a simple follow-up, just in case some recipients don't see or don't respond to your first message. Now, it's time to find contact information. Finding verified contact information can be really taxing if it's done manually. But if you're using a tool like Respana, you can set up an automation that finds relevant contacts for you. Here we're going to work with the first automation that will scrape the page to find any authors that are currently listed. Although in the case there is no author listed, or maybe it's a guest post article, where Respana will do a domain level search to find someone else that with a website to reach out to. When you're prospecting, you want to make sure you are reaching out to a decision maker that actually has editorial access to the content. So in this case, that would be content managers, SEO managers, marketing managers, heads of content, so on and so forth. We will also keep generic emails turned on because sometimes if you're reaching out to a smaller site or maybe a smaller blog, there might not be any publicly available contact information. So using a generic email is a last-ditch resort to connect with these organizations. Obviously, you don't want it to be your primary email, but it's a good way to kind of collaborate with these organizations if you don't have any other choice. But after you have both your content and the people you want to reach out to, you'll need to do one last review of your campaign. Before launching a campaign, always, and I mean always, do a complete review of your messages to make sure variables are filled in correctly. Also, feel free to include unique personalizations to help your pitch stand out. Usually just referencing something that they mention in the content will do the trick, but you can also include stuff like infographics or connect with them on social media. After your campaign has been reviewed and you make sure it's all good, feel free to verify and launch your campaign. The verification will put your campaign through some last-minute safety checks to make sure you're not sending out any spammy or unpersonalized messages. Once verified, you're all set to launch the campaign. Regardless of if you're doing your outreach manually or with a tool like Responder, you always want to be on top of your replies. With the listicle strategy, you may want to offer to write some content for the article to make it as easy as possible for the blog that you're reaching out to. So be prepared to write a little description of your product or your service in case they ask. And so make sure that you also want it to fit naturally within that blog's content. Hopefully this guide will help you get some solid brand mentions and attract some traffic that has interest in your brand. Feel free to play around with this strategy, and I will see you next time as we cover how to get links for pages focused around a specific keyword. See you soon.